Ho, ho, ho. This is Defenders 122. And the reason I'm doing this is because there is an elf in it. This was my first issue of the Defenders and didn't think I'm gonna be blinded by nostalgia. I am prepared to say this issue is not the greatest. This is near the end of Jim DeMatteis' run on the book. A run that started off really well, and then halfway in started getting into a direction that I didn't like. And that is evident here in this issue. We start to amp up the exact thing I didn't like. This issue, it brings Snowman from the Excellent Men onto the team. But we have already got Smurf. He has been on the team for about 10 issues at this point. No, more like nearly 20 at this point. And I didn't like either of these characters on the Defenders. They are Excellent Men members. And in 2 issues' time, we also get Wingman joining. And the team, the Defenders, they just become like a little league version of the Excellent Men. And it's not just that either. I am not a fan of what is done with Warwick Davis here. I mean, it's always good to see Warwick Davis in a comic, but I wish it was a better one than this. Warwick Davis, he is an old Defenders character. He came from the Stephen Goebbels run in the 1970s. And he is weird. He was like a subplot. There'd be a random cutaway to him just shooting and killing random people. And it was meant to be weird. It was meant to be quirky. It was meant to be satire about the chaotic nature of the universe or something. And it's fine. It was never explained or resolved. It was just like a little recurring bit they did every few issues. He never actually met the Defenders. He was always just kind of an interlude, a non sequitur sort of thing. Then in the run after Stephen Goebbels, the Kevin Griffin run, they resolved it pretty well in my opinion. They had another random cutaway with Warwick Davis. He was crossing the road to shoot someone, but then he randomly gets ran over by a truck. And I think that is in the spirit of the original idea of the character. I think that is good. But predictably, a lot of letter writers, they were not happy with that. They wanted an explanation. They wanted to know what it was all about. They wanted to know what the deal with Warwick Davis was. They didn't really grasp the idea of it. And it probably became pretty annoying working on the Defenders and just constantly being asked about Warwick Davis. So this story, it decides to resolve that. And I do really like the cover. This might be the nostalgia speaking, but I think it is a great cover. Or rather, what the cover suggests we're going to have in the comic. This, to me, suggests we are going to have the Defenders fight Warwick Davis, as well as finally address an old unresolved plotline from the book's history. And on that front, we have got the Hulk, we've got Doctor Strange, we've got Velcro from For the Dark World, Tessa Thompson before she was blacking up. We've got Etrigan the Demon, and Snowman and Smurf. First, we have got some wrap-up from the story before this one. And this, as my first issue, this really intrigued me. It made me wonder what was going on, what had just happened, what I missed. And it made me really interested and even excited in tracking down and reading the issues that come before this one to get the extra context. What happened was a baddie called Mr. Miracle. He was at a monastery and he stole Satan's son's Satan's soul. And they managed to defeat him And now Satan's son, he wants to stay at the monastery to try and find a peaceful existence to live. And here he is saying goodbye to his girlfriend, Kate Leff, aka the cat, and they are never going to see each other again. And then he realises that he can't leave her. So they run and they embrace and they kiss, and it is nice and it is romantic. I love you too. This is a really nice little introductory scene. It's a nice feeling scene. I really like this relationship, but Marvel tossed it under the bus. Then we cut to the Defenders base, which it's not even Doctor Strange's house now. It's the Smurf's brownstone, and he has gotten a new cat. And they are playing around with the cat, and it is cute because cats are cute. And then Satan's son and Kate Leff, they show up and announce they are gonna get married, and they're gonna leave the team, and bang, there is as much as the death blow to this book. They've taken these two prominent characters off the team, and who are we left with? We have got Etrigan the Demon. He's a really good character and a good member of the Defenders. Then we have got this guy. He is a new Gods character. He's a baddie though, and I never really liked him on the team. He only joined like 5 issues ago. We'll be hearing more about him later. And there's Tessa Thompson, Velcro. This is before she was blacking up. She's been a mainstay on the team since issue 4. There's the Smurf. He's only here because he got written out of the Avengers and Excellent Men. And finally, this is their housekeeper. She falls in love with Etrigan, actually. She's fine, obviously not a member of the team. And they are replacing Satan's son and Kate Leff with Snowman and eventually Wingman. And these two, they're not the only characters that will be leaving the book in the next few issues. Doctor Strange, the Hulk, Seaman, and Silver Surfman, they all end up quitting as well. So we are just left with what they called the New Defenders. And it's just 3 excellent men, 2 actual defenders, and the beautiful bald lady who is written terribly and raped. Kate Leff, she thinks that Velcro is upset about her getting married to Satan's son, and she even thinks that she's left without saying goodbye. And look at the cat there, isn't that cute? Now we have got a bit from the cover, but there's only really a page and a bit of it, so the cover is a bit misleading. Doctor Strange, he is at home, and Seaman and the Hulk show up. And this is when the Hulk, he actually had the brain of David Banner, so he is intelligent. And they are all like, hey, what is going on? We just received your emergency summons. And then Silver Surfman shows up as well, and he is saying he got it too. But Doctor Strange, he didn't give any. And then it was Warwick Davis. He tricked them all to get them all into one place. And he pulls out his gun and he shoots them. Now, Jim DeMatteis, his idea with Warwick Davis here was to subvert the original premise. He took something that was chaotic and he thought it would be a clever idea to instead reveal it to be the exact opposite. Something that is incredibly, strictly ordered and reasoned. We see more of that in the next few issues. That's all we see in this issue. So when Kate Leff and Satan's son leave, Velcro comes back and she gives a big teary-eyed farewell. And then Snowman shows up. He's just there to see his friend the Smurf, and this leads to him joining the team. Meanwhile, Velcro, she gets called away to Fairyland by Anthony Hopkins, and this is more setup. This is how they get the beautiful bald lady, Moon Garden, onto the team. And next up, we have got a scene that everyone has wanted to see. It is the Smurf and Snowman helping Etrigan the Demon have a bath. And look, the cat's even joining in. That's so cute. Then we have got this bit with this guy, and then they all go to dinner. And again, this is Jim DeMatteis playing with the idea of inverting things. The Defenders, for ages, they were like not much of a team. They didn't really have any formal membership or even a headquarters, really. They had 10 or 11 characters that were very definitely members, like Doctor Strange and Hulk and Seaman and Velcro, Etrigan the Demon, Kate Leth and Satan's Son, Silver Surfman, Batman, Luke Cage's, Rachel McAdams, Daredevil. But here, Jim DeMatteis, he is challenging that idea and inverting it. He's decided the new direction for the Defenders is to finally embrace being an actual organisation and a superhero team. And that could have been an interesting story, but I didn't like the characters that are brought into it. And also, to get back to this guy, the New God guy, he is present here at this dinner where the Smurf announces he wants to make the Defenders into a legitimate team. And you'd think he's going to be a part of it after this. But interestingly, he just disappears. After this issue, he isn't in the book again. He's not mentioned. There's no explanation ever given for where he went. He is just completely forgotten about. Then about, I think 5 years later, he shows up in Kazar and he is a baddie again. And I just find it pretty fascinating that they just dropped this character without any reference. Like, it would be easy to actually write him out here, just have him gone, I'm not into this idea, and have him leave the team. But instead he's just forgotten. Not that it's any loss really. He was only in the book for like 5 issues, and I didn't like him on the team. It's just interesting that they managed to forget him entirely. This comic though, it's not very good. It's a downtime issue, but not all the downtime moments are good. Really, only the ones with Satan's Son and Kate Leth. Combined with the direction that the book is heading into, and the stuff we'll be getting with Warwick Davis, this isn't a good issue, really. I do like the cover. It makes us excited. It makes us hopeful. But that's about it for this issue. With this cover, I think I trick myself every time into imagining a much better issue than it is. Because it was my first one, and I want it to be like this really amazing issue, where the Defenders, they fight the Warwick Davis character, but it's not. Jim DeMatteis, he had a good run on this book from issue 92 until 104, I think it was. He stays on the book until 130 though, and he did have good bits after 104. I reviewed one of them, and he also had bits like this that I'm just not into. I'm going to rate this 7 thumbs up.